World Healthcare Institute, Lab Notes, Diabetes and Travel. Travel is a wonderful way to discover new places and cultures, and having diabetes shouldn't stop you from experiencing new places. With these tips from the American Diabetes Association, you can stay healthy and safe on your adventures far from home. See your doctor before you go. Having diabetes means you should plan ahead before you travel. Part of this is to see your doctor before you leave. Get a checkup and make sure your diabetes is in control. If you need immunizations for your destination, get them at least 1 month before departure. This way, if the shots make you sick, you'll have time to recover. You'll need 2 important items from your doctor: a letter and prescriptions. The letter should explain in detail what you need to manage your diabetes while you're away, such as taking diabetes pills or insulin shots. It should also list insulin, syringes, and other medications or devices you used, along with allergies or food sensitivities. Your doctor should also prescribe any insulin, diabetes medications, and syringes you will need. You should have more than enough to last throughout your trip in the United States. Prescription rules vary depending on the state, and your prescription may help in cases of emergency. If you are traveling abroad, research prescription laws where you will be going, as laws may be very different. Carry it on. Always take your medications and medical supplies with you. Never pack them in checked luggage. The American Diabetes Association recommends you keep a carry-on bag with you at all times with needed items, such as 1. All your insulin and syringes you need for your trip. 2. Blood and urine testing supplies, along with extra batteries for your glucose meter. 3. All oral medications, including an extra supply just in case. 4. Any other medications or medical supplies, such as glucagon, antidiarrheal medication, antibiotic ointment, anti-nausea drugs. 5. Your ID and diabetes identity card. In addition to medications and devices, bring airtight snack packs of crackers or cheese, peanut butter, fruit, a juice box, and a form of sugar, such as hard candy or glucose tablets, to treat low blood glucose if it occurs. Breeze through airport security. If your trip involves air travel, it's okay to put your glucose meter, insulin, or insulin pump through the X-ray machine. However, you can always ask to have your carry-on items hand inspected if you have concerns. In order to bring syringes or insulin delivery systems on an airplane, you must have a vial of insulin presented with a professional, pre-printed pharmaceutical label that clearly identifies the medication. Bring the original insulin box with the label displayed on it. Any lancets must be capped and brought on board with a glucose meter that has the manufacturer's name printed on it. Glucagon kits should be kept in their original containers with pre-printed pharmaceutical labels. Stay balanced during airplane travel. It's important to eat right when you travel, and airlines offer meals low in sugar, fat, or cholesterol, especially for people with diabetes. Contact your airline and make your meal request at least 48 hours in advance of your flight. If you take insulin, take your shot right before you eat, when the food is placed in front of you. Remember the suggestion from Carry It On to have a pre-packaged snack with you, so if your food takes a long time to be served, or if the meal order is incorrect, you won't go hungry. Also remember, airplane cabins are pressurized, which means that before you use a syringe in flight, you will need to remove and replace the plunger to allow pressure equalization. Don't forget about time zones. Travel across time zones may affect the timing and amount of your insulin doses. If you are traveling eastward, you lose time and thus your day is shorter and you may need less insulin. When you travel westward, you gain time, making your day longer and possibly requiring more insulin. Your doctor can recommend any adjustments you may need to make in your insulin regimen. Keep your watch set to the time of your travel origin to help you to remember when to take your insulin. Reset your watch to local time the morning after you arrive. Check your glucose. You will need to check your blood glucose more often when traveling, at least every 4 to 6 hours. It can be difficult to know if you have high or low blood glucose when you are jet-lagged. In addition, when you travel you may be more active than usual, which could lead to low blood sugar levels. Bring 2 blood glucose monitors with you, pack each separately, and up to 2 weeks of extra supplies including insulin, test strips and lancets, glucose meter batteries, and insulin pump supplies. It may also be a good idea to carry rapid-acting insulin, even if you don't normally use it, to treat high blood glucose in a pinch. Stay hydrated. Hydration is important when traveling, so make sure you carry plenty of water with you. Air travel can be dehydrating, so avoid too much coffee, tea, colas, or other beverages with caffeine, as these have diuretic properties and can contribute to dehydration. Limit sugary drinks such as soda, lemonade, or fruit punch. Know what to expect abroad. Travel abroad may pose some unique considerations. All insulins used in the United States are U-100 strength. In foreign countries, insulins may come in U-40 or U-80 strengths, which require new syringes so you don't make a mistake on your dose. If you use a U-100 syringe for U-40 or U-80 insulin, you will end up taking less than your required dose, and if you use U-100 insulin in a U-40 or U-80 syringe, you will end up taking too much. You can find a list of English-speaking doctors in foreign countries from the International Association for Medical Assistance to Travelers, IMAT. If you don't have a list for the country you are visiting and an emergency occurs, contact the American Consulate, American Express, or local medical schools for a list of doctors. Wear a medical ID. If you have diabetes, you should wear a medical ID, such as a bracelet or necklace, at all times. If you have any kind of medical emergency, whether it is related to your diabetes or otherwise, the ID can let medical care providers know about your diabetes, whether you use insulin, any allergies you may have, or other important medical information. Emergency personnel are trained to look for these medical IDs, especially when a person is unable to speak for themselves. Traditional medical ID bracelets or necklaces have basic, important health information about the person etched on them, and some newer IDs include compact USB drives with the person's full medical record for use in an emergency. Protect your medicine. It's important to plan ahead on how to store your medical supplies, especially insulin. While insulin does not need to be refrigerated, it can lose strength if exposed to extreme heat or cold. Don't store insulin in a glove compartment or trunk of a car, and keep it out of a backpack or cycle bag that can get hot in direct sunlight. Never freeze insulin, and make sure pills are kept dry because moisture can damage them. If you are traveling in very hot or cold temperatures, plan ahead to protect your insulin. There are travel packs you can buy that will keep your insulin at proper temperatures. Communicate. If you are traveling with others, make sure they know what the signs of hypoglycemia are and teach them how to use a glucagon kit. Keep your glucose tablets or jars easily accessible in case you experience hypoglycemia, which may occur unexpectedly when traveling. If you are traveling abroad to a country where they speak a different language, learn how to say, "I have diabetes," and "sugar or orange juice, please," and any other phrases you think you will need in the language of that country. You can also write them down on a paper you carry with you and point to the phrase if you need to. There are online programs and apps that can help you figure out the correct phrases and pronunciation so you are prepared before you depart. Eat and drink safely. As stated in Carry It On, bring snacks wherever you go, whether you're hiking or sightseeing. Never assume food will be available. Always be mindful of what you eat and drink when traveling to keep your blood sugar in check. When traveling overseas, you may need to avoid tap water, including ice cubes made from tap water. Be careful of unfamiliar food that may make your diabetes difficult to control or may upset your stomach. Ask for ingredients if you can.